How do you know if someone is the right partner for you? If someone is the person who you should commit your life to? Your choice in partner, especially if it's going to be long-term, especially if you are looking to marry this person, this is going to be the most important choice you will ever make, because there is no one in your life who is going to affect and influence your nervous system, your choices, your beliefs, your sleep, your day-to-day than the person you choose to spend your life with. In fact, your partner is a reflection of what you believe you deserve. So in many ways, your partner is a reflection of your relationship with yourself. Just because that's the most important decision you'll ever make doesn't mean that you should be looking for perfection. You should be looking for someone who is right for you. And the only way that you are going to know if someone is truly right for you for the long term is by understanding yourself. A lot of people, they go out into the dating world, or they're seeing someone and they don't really know themselves. They don't understand their psychology. They don't honor their psychology. They don't want to admit to themselves that there are certain things that they need, or they will say, I really am attracted to someone who's super outdoorsy, but I don't like the outdoors and I never want to spend time in the outdoors. So we have to really understand who we are, and we have to understand our psychology. So if you want to know who's right for you, you have to understand you. But there are some principles. There are some things that you really have to look for in a person. But before I even go there, there's something else you need to consider. As much as choosing the right person and choosing a partner is arguably the most important decision you'll ever make, you also have to show up as the right person. Because after years of working with couples and also observing my friends' relationships, family relationships, my own relationships, there are 5 key habits that every single strong couple has in common. And it's without fail. And it doesn't mean that it's a perfect relationship, but they all had these 5 things in common. Number 1, when they argued, they never went below the belt. They never attacked each other's character. They never name called. Things might get heated, and there might be moments where they get very frustrated or momentarily raise their voices and then they quickly bring it down. But they never, ever were mean to each other. And then number 2, they never threatened to end the relationship when they were frustrated. They never said, I want a divorce, or I'm out. I can't take this anymore. I know I've done that before. They don't do that. They just don't do that. It's not that they never get frustrated with each other. It's not that they never argue. In fact, they do have arguments and they do get frustrated with each other sometimes. But they never threaten to end the relationship, because the moment that we do that is the moment that we create insecure attachment in the other person. That is the moment that we make someone insecure. The moment that you feel insecure with your partner, like truly insecure, like you feel like they could leave you at any moment, that is the moment that your nervous system will never be calm again in that relationship. And then if you're in a relationship with someone and they're afraid, like you've built that insecurity in them, you're never going to have peace in your life either. Number 3, they know how to apologize. They own their part. You could be with the best partner for you. You could be with an amazing person. And over the years that you are with them, there is going to be times where they are going to unconsciously hurt your feelings. If they're doing it deliberately, then you have to leave the relationship. You don't want to be with anyone who wants to cause you harm in any way, psychologically, emotionally, or physically. But there are going to be times where, I don't know, they say the wrong thing, and maybe you're feeling particularly sensitive, or they're being particularly insensitive that day because of whatever. They didn't sleep well, or they're frustrated, or they're stressed, or they're tense. None of us are Buddha. We don't have to enter relationships with a monk level of emotional regulation and enlightenment to be able to function well. But we're sometimes going to hurt each other's feelings. We're sometimes going to say things that we regret. And the strongest couples I have known and worked with over the many years that I've been doing this, they own their part immediately. Like, I'm so sorry, that was totally wrong. Please forgive me. Number 4, they don't hold on to grudges. They know how to let things go. Resentment is the thing that destroys a relationship. And some people are they get aggravated and they just can't let it go. They keep harping on it and harping on it and harping on it. And of course, there's some things, there are betrayals that happen that I'm not suggesting that you let go of. But sometimes you're going to get frustrated. Sometimes you're going to disappoint each other. And it's a really good habit to let things go. Now, I have plenty of content that speaks to not tolerating mistreatment, not tolerating BS, not tolerating less than you deserve. Today is not about that. Today is about you being in a high-functioning relationship where you both love each other. There's no abuse. There's tons of respect. But once in a while, you're going to piss each other off. You have to be able to let it go. And number 5, and this might be the most important point of it all, they do not withhold their love when they are frustrated with each other. There is no stonewalling. There is no playing games. There is no silent treatment. There's no pulling away or anything like that. None of that happens. They do not, when they're angry, they may say, I need I need an hour, I'm frustrated, or, I need to go for a walk. But they never punish their partner. They never withhold their attention, affection, and love to control their partner. They don't resort to the silent treatment or ignoring each other or stonewalling when they're upset. They have the awareness, maturity, and respect to say, I'm upset, I don't want to talk about this right now, or I need a minute. And I share all of this with you because the right person for you is the person who you can do all these things with, who is willing to roll up their sleeves and do this kind of brave work of relationship with you. And you have to be someone who has the capacity to do that too. And I'll end with one last thing. The person who is wrong for you, without question, is the person who, when you are going through something really serious, like a medical crisis, or a family member is ill, or you're going through something really intense, they abandon you. They're not there for you. You don't feel like they're your best friend. And also the person who's wrong for you is when you really show up, when you are sitting by someone's side while they're going through a big crisis and you never leave their side. And then they don't appreciate that. There's no acknowledgement of the fact that you put your whole life aside to be there for them. That's not the right person for you either. I'll leave you with one more thing. You deserve to have both chemistry and safety in your relationship. But remember, the person who you have a lot of chemistry with, don't commit to them fully until you discover who they are on the inside. And you discover that the two of you can agree on what it takes to make your relationship great and aligned and special.